Simon says subscribe and click on the bell icon to receive notifications.
In this set of lessons, we are going to be working with the Photoshop beta version once again to explore neural filters. You can see that neural filters uses AI just like some of the other Photoshop tools, but you're going to see again they're a little bit more off the shelf, but definitely have a lot of options and advantages. Some of them work off of the cloud, some of them have to be downloaded ahead of time, and many of them take a little bit of time to process. So just to warn you and prepare you of how these work. And again, they are in beta, so we have to be patient and certainly give feedback to share your results. So let's go ahead and see where we can find these neural filters. If we go over here to filter, you're going to see third option down is neural filters. Open that up, you're going to see there's a whole list of them available. Yours may look a little different than mine, and you may have to actually download some of them. So you'll see like a little cloud with a downward arrow, and that means that you need to download that, and that actually does take up space in your computer, but it will allow you to use that feature, and then sometimes it'll allow you to actually make it run a little bit faster. So you'll notice here I have not used that one. I can download it from here. Here's that one. Download that one. Download that one. But some of these other ones I'm on top, I've already downloaded them. So the first one that we're going to work with here is our skin smoothing. So you're going to see all we do is just flip this switch, right? So if I go ahead and just click on that now, you're going to see that it's going to run its little kind of algorithm and then give it whatever it thinks it needs to do right away. Okay, and we're just going to wait. Sometimes it takes some time. Notice on the bottom it says processing on device. Sometimes it might say processing in the cloud. All right, now notice there it is. It's doing its thing. It's already done its thing. Now, essentially what we're looking at here, those of you who've worked with filters in the past, this is kind of like a surface blur. And because we're working with filters and because we're working with Photoshop, it does give us the option to then really kind of control how much we're going to get, not only here, but also in post-production once we're back on the layers panel. So if you want to, before I start messing with any of these, let's go ahead and see how we can see a before and after. So if you notice over here in the lower left of this right pane, you can click on Show Original, and you're going to see kind of the work that it's done. You know, for better or for worse, right? It's kind of done something, and maybe this is what your client wants. Maybe this is what you want for a particular situation. You're essentially just kind of smoothing out the skin, and it recognizes, hey, you know what? This is the face. This is what needs to be smoothened out. And for some of you, this might look a little fake. For some of you, say, hey, you know what? I actually wouldn't mind more of that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and make this up a little bit, my smoothness. And again, let's see what it's going to do. Processing on device. And it's not dramatic, and it still tries to keep things relatively natural. So not bad. And then let's go ahead and bring up my blur a little bit. And then I'm going to try to keep on like my little crow's feet here just to see, all right, what's the thing I want to work with? The stuff underneath my eyes and my cheek, it starts to look a little bit airbrushed. So I'm going to control that after the fact. So I'm pretty much okay with that. Now before we leave here, just take a look at this little survey. Are you satisfied with the results? Definitely let them know as you're working through all of these, and then really give them some feedback. So once it's out of beta, they know what they're working with. And you can also submit an image so they know what you're working with and what the results were, so there can be some evidence of what your claim was. All right, now on the bottom here, in this case for my output, I'm going to say Smart Filter. Okay, now you could do just kind of like another layer, or you can override that current layer, but I like to choose Smart Filter for many of these because it acts as a mask on top of my original, therefore making it essentially non-destructive. So therefore, I can then mess with whatever I have as far as this neural filter on top of it, and then really sort of lighten it. Okay, but I think again, my original image is not destructed, and then my layer itself that's on top of it can then be edited. So let's go ahead and see what I mean by that if you haven't worked with this before. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And we're going to see my image come in, and you're going to see there it is. Take a look at it. It's running its thing. Beautiful. And now you're going to see here is my Smart Filter, and there is Neural Filter. Great. I'm going to turn that off. Click on the eyeball here, and there's my original old guy image. There we go. Okay, I'm starting to like that smoothing option a lot better now. You can see, all right, not too bad. And then, okay, great. But you know what? It is looking a little bit fakey. Probably don't need it like, over certain parts of my cheek, and maybe it's a little bit on my nose and my mouth, and even like my forehead maybe. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the Smart Filter mask right here, and I'm just going to paint black over it. But I like to zoom in a little bit just so I can see kind of what's happening here and what I can control, and I can have a little more control to make it look a little more natural. I'm going to zoom in so you can really see what I'm going to be doing. So once again, click on my little mask there, and then go over to here to my brush, and then make sure that black is your foreground. And if you're not seeing black and you've kind of changed some colors, you can always click on this guy right there. This will take you to your default black and white, and then you can always toggle back and forth where I want black to essentially to color right through here. Now, before I start doing that, you also may want to adjust your opacity. All right, because opacity essentially is going to be like the strength of this. So if I go this full black, it's going to take me exactly to what it looks like there. But I still want a little bit of smoothing, but not a lot. So I'm going to bring this down to, let's just say, I don't know, 50%. Okay, give or take. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just kind of go right through this. So I have a little bit of like human texture here. Okay. So you can see I kind of brought up the lines of my forehead that were not there before. Now it might be hard for you to see what's going on here, so what I'm going to do is just increase the size of my thumbnails by going over to my little flyout menu and then choosing panel options. I'm going to make that nice and big so you can actually see, in fact, that I am actually making some changes here. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up my opacity. Now I'm back to my original, and you can see there's my black right there. Okay, and I'm going to go back again to here, go back to white, and then bring it, just hide it just a little bit there. So you can see what I'm doing there, just kind of the difference of just kind of having that level of control. All right, let's bring it back to black, maybe over my eyes a little bit. Okay, this guy, we don't want him to look like a doll. So let's go ahead and just bring up some kind of texture in the skin if there's anything in the neck. Okay, and let's go ahead and see before and after. Not too bad. Okay, so that's a really great way to start if you're looking into wedding photography or any other kind of thing that you need to kind of work with portraits, and you really want to just kind of smoothen out faces. This really does give you a lot of control without a lot of the other sort of complications you might have with some of the other filters. Okay, so enjoy that, and we'll see you in the next lesson on some other neural filters.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.